And what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy, Cheap Eludes. Let's count down the top 10 budget cards in NBA 2K22, my team. Now, look, if you watched anything in regards to my channel before, you know that it's never what it seems. Maybe top 10 budget cards on the surface, but it's actually top 14 because we got 4 honorable mentions in the mix. Got this Jonathan Taylor Thomas hair going on right now, but we're going to go ahead and zoom past that. So, not going to go into too much, but, top 10 budget cards. I consider a budget card any card under 25K, and then I'll specify, once we get to that point. So let's start with honorable mentions. Honorable mention number 1. I know this is not everyone's cup of tea, certainly, but Michael Carter Williams, 6'6", 190, so he's a little gangly, certainly. Yeah, that's for sure. He's not the thickest boy in the world, but Michael Carter Williams can hoop, like straight up. He's got jump shot 31, so same releases like Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones is incredibly good himself on very quick, so it's nice. Scottie Pippen behind the back, Kobe escape. Pretty meta dribble moves. I mean, 87 shot three-pointer, but that, like I said, jump shot 31 is fantastic, so it's not really that big of a deal. 85 driving dunk. You wish that to be a bit higher, but MCW and his luscious lips are fantastic in NBA 2K22, my team. He's just overall really good. I mean, yes, there's other budget point guards that I think might be more kind of meta and more everyone's speed, but the tendencies are elite. The badge count is fine. I mean, he's lacking some shooting badges, certainly. He doesn't have blinders, Deadeye, hot zone hunter, and he's got decent hot zones. The hot zones aren't great, I will say. Lucky number 7 in volume shooter, and the rest of his shooting badges are all gold. But especially for newer players, or if you're just looking for a nice point guard to pick up, like Michael Carter Williams is incredibly good. I stand firm on that. Now let's talk about another card with the same jump shot. Another card that I like a lot. I was going to say dearly. I don't think I like him dearly. I don't think you can like anything dearly. I think you can only love things dearly, but who am I to say? I'm not an English professor. Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones has double Nelly band-aids on the knee, which is pretty cool. Eddie Jones is usually a staple in 2K for a reason. If you're wondering why there was a cut there, that would be due to Katana, who won't shut up and just keep screaming in the background, which is really tight. I've noticed that she does that a lot when I record videos, probably because it's the one time during the day where I'm not paying attention to them, which means they must interrupt that. Cats are wonderful. You should get them. Eddie Jones is awesome. 6'6". He does look a little bit smaller. He looks about 6'5". But Eddie Jones is usually a premier budget option in 2K for a reason. He's great movement-wise. Jump shot 31, clean jump shot. Obviously, the people who you would notice or know have that jump shot the most would be like Sadiq Bey, or maybe like Leitner or Austin Carr, maybe. But Sadiq Bey would be the big one, right? There's nothing that Eddie Jones doesn't do well. He plays incredibly solid defense. He moves really well. He's got a good player build, good jump shot. Badge count, very diverse, catch and shoot corner specialist. He's got some dribbling badges, some defensive badges. He's got blinders and limitless spot up on Hoff too, quick first step, Deadeye and sniper. Even got limitless takeoff as well, so he's kind of a dunker. There's really not much to say about Eddie Jones. I mean, if you used an Eddie Jones card before in 2K, which I would say a vast majority of us have, then you kind of know what's going on. And he doesn't really need anything. He's pretty much complete straight out of the package. Hustler would be the only thing that I would really give him. Other than that, Eddie Jones is electric, and for the price that he's going for, which is around like 6K MT, he's a top tier option for that price. Straight up, you could do significantly worse, which is usually the case. Honorable mention number 3 is a card that, I'll be honest, I really didn't think I would like as much as I do, but that is Juwan Howard. Juwan Howard is an elite level combo forward in this game, which is surprising to say the least, because I feel like typically he's not really that elite, and I've covered him before for sure, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. But Juwan Howard is nice, like jump shot 4, which majority of the combo forwards are going to have that jump shot. Now it's kind of like the generic combo forward jump shot, but 6'9", long wingspan, sweet little mustache, solid badge count. I mean, only 20 Hoffs, but they're fine. Hyperdrive, clamps, interceptor, intimidator, limitless spot up, like limitless takeoff, fast twitch. He's really solid. I don't really have anything completely positive to say about him or negative. He's just overall very good. Whatever you really need Juwan Howard to do, he can do it. And I think that's very beneficial, and especially if you're running an extreme budget squad, you don't really have any not other options, but at least for this price point, which he's going for legitimately 2,000 MT, like 3,000 at the absolute most. He's probably the most complete card that you can buy for that price point at this position. And then the final honorable mention before we get underway to the top 10 would be a card that I probably hype harder than majority of people, which is Jack Sigma. Jack Sigma just got a little bit of a boost too. So he has a dynamic duo with David Thompson, who, like, David Thompson isn't great, but once you give him this duo, he's actually pretty good. And Sigma in general is a fantastic power forward in this game. 6'11", 230. Like, he's got Hoff, break wall. Every card at this point is going to have catch and shoot on Hoff minimum. Corner specialist if they're not a point guard. So I'm not even going to cover that. But, you know, as a big man with rim protector, box, clamps, interceptor, intimidator, rebound chaser, he's got blinders, limitless spot up. He can play the center or the power forward. I know a lot of people like to play with the power forward, but I think he's fantastic at the center as well. The badge count is a little bit lower compared to the Obels that we're getting now. But Sigma in general is just incredibly good. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this card. He's just very overall solid. Like, he came out a while ago in the glitch promo. I think he came out at the end of April. He's not going to dribble at all, but base 22 on him is fantastic. Like, Sigma is good. Also, he has a luscious Jerry curl on a white guy, which is something that you do not see almost ever, to be honest. He's got Kenny Powers hair. Number 10, a card that I think I might be higher on than a lot of people, and I feel like that does stem from my time using his diamond, and that is George Mikan. George Mikan, I think, is great, no matter if you use George Mikan, you know, as a center or a shooting guard. I actually don't think it really matters which one you use him at. I think he plays really well at the shooting guard. If you want to kind of think about what he would be in regards to the shooting guard, think of like an improved version of like Evan Mobley, or I don't want to say improved, but also like the AD that we received. Those are pretty similar to George Mikan. And George Mikan, this dude should not hoop at the level that he does. I mean, look at the basketball he's using. That thing doesn't even look like it bounces. It looks like he has a shark tooth around his neck, which is really tight. He's literally wearing like the Search for Atlantis glasses. He's wearing hipster glasses, which is dope. But unfortunately, he wore them in like 1947. Mikan is really good. Like, he is. I would say that the one thing I would say about Mikan is if you play him at the shooting guard, he's going to be a little bit on the slower side, certainly. Like, he is. Jump shot 4, once again, they're going to give jump shot 4 to a lot of players. So Mikan's good, but at the center, he may be a little bit undersized, but he can definitely make it move. I kind of wish instead of playing shooting guard center, he played shooting guard power forward, because I would run him for sure at that point. But he's good. He can move really well too, actually, surprisingly. Next up, we got a newer card that came out just this week. And he's one of the more expensive cards on this list, and this is Christian Wood. Christian Wood is, by all accounts, very good. I mean, and by this point, once we get a Christian Wood, like, they're usually pretty good. He's not quite as good as the Christian Wood that we got around this time last year, that could curry slide around. That card was actually top tier, like, no joke. But Christian Wood does not play games, like, at all. Ray Allen base, which isn't quite as overpowered as it was previously. He has quick dribble style, but pretty much all basic 2K generic dribble moves. But that's not really why you're grabbing Christian Wood. Christian Wood's simply going to be a 3-and-D big man. Like, and he does that well. Obviously, he can run in transition. I mean, every card at this point can. You know what I mean? As far as badge-wise, I mean, he's relatively complete. He's lacking dribble badges, but I mean, like, drivel badges. I'm losing it tonight. I've been out all night, so leave me alone, okay? Blinders is something that he would need. I mean, you could give him Chef, but like I said, he's not going to be the greatest movement-wise, so it doesn't really matter. Ball stripper on next gen, slippery off ball, both things that he needs, but Christian Wood, the key with Christian Wood is he's got a good player build and a really nice release. Ray Allen based on very quick is fantastic, right? Release 25 upper is the same as like Justice Winslow and Steve Smith. So he's going to be fun. And is he the greatest card in the world to pick up? No. But is he a very fun card to use and a very effective card? Absolutely. He's going for around 20K, which is a little bit higher than a lot of these cards, but still good. Next up, we got number 8. And do you like Penny Hardaway? Okay, good. This is Penny Hardaway. Reggie Theus is legitimately Penny Hardaway. He's Penny Hardaway, but affordable, which is essentially what they did with Reggie Theus pretty much the last 2 years at this point. 6'7", 195, just a slick Jerry curl. He's got the exact same player build as Robert Reed, just a little bit more complexion wise lighter. That's basically what they do with Reggie Theus every single year. The badge count is great. I mean, he's going to have majority playmaking badges. That's pretty much all he's going to have. But Reggie Theus is fun, man. Jump shot 10 on very quick is fine. Like I said, Penny Hardaway release. If you want to test it out without spending a bunch of MT. But I mean, Reggie Theus is like 5K. Like, there's no card that I would say go pick up to try the jump shot. Just pick up Reggie Theus at this point. Right? Quick dribble style, Scottie Pippen behind the back. Penny Hardaway size up, Luka escape. Just an altogether very good card. I mean, he's only going to have the one Hoff badge for shooting, which is catch and shoot. He is going to be missing blinders and chef for sure. Circus threes as well. Hot zones aren't really the greatest, so there are issues with this card, and there are reasons to not use them. But altogether, Reggie Theus is fire. Like, he is. He's one of the better budget point guards in this game. You could win games with Reggie Theus as your point guard. Like, no joke. And it wouldn't be a huge struggle. Number 7 is now outdated. I don't want to say he's outdated. I still use him from time to time, but he is getting up there. And that is Jermaine O'Neal. Look, the fact of the matter is, you can get at least a gold badged up Jermaine O'Neal for 9K, right? This one's got an additional Hoff badge. Jermaine O'Neal is still good. I still run him occasionally. Like, this one only has Acrobat added, but it's an additional Hoff badge. You know, you can get unlimited contract, unlimited shoe Jermaine O'Neals for dirt cheap. Like, straight up. What's the Hoff badge edition on this one? All right, let's see. Because you can find ones. Box is actually kind of important, so it's like not the worst Hoff badge to have edition. This one's 8,600 with a Hoff badge edition, right? You can come up off a nice Jermaine O'Neal for nothing. This Jermaine O'Neal is Hoff chef, dude. Like, that's great. Does he have range? He does. This Jermaine O'Neal is nasty for only 8,600 MT. So you can have an elite level power forward for pennies, because Jermaine O'Neal really is that good. Jermaine O'Neal was everybody's power forward for a solid month. You know what I mean? And he can still catch buckets. Straight up, he can. Next up, we got number 6. I have this written down on a piece of paper if you wonder why I'm glancing down there. Channing Frye. Channing Frye, is he the most exciting player in the world? No. Is he the greatest player in the world? No. But the center position is very terrible in regards to budget options at this moment. The worst positions for budget players are point guard and center. Typically, that is the case, since they're two of the most important positions, period. So typically, the budget options are going to be kind of weak because 2K wants to push you into opening packs, so they're going to make those positions, very, very expensive. But Channing Frye, he's 3 and D. Like, he's a big man that shoots threes. He's not going to bring you anything else but blocking shots and shooting threes. A solid release. I mean, he's got circus threes, limitless spot up. He can bang in the post a little bit. You can do everything but run your offense. And if that's what you're looking for from a big man, which I feel like a majority of us, that's how we use our centers anyway. Channing Frye might be just as effective for you as someone like Kristaps. Obviously Kristaps is better, but, it's possible. Marc Gasol, by the way, is another option. He's just a bit more expensive at like 30K, whereas Channing Frye you can literally get for 10K or under, which Channing Frye is nice. Number 5 is a card that I haven't seen anyone talk about, which I think is crazy. I mean, I'm sure people have, but you just haven't seen the hype, and I feel like that's due to the position, and that is Larry Kanaan. Jump shot for Larry Kanaan is ridiculous. This card is so good. Like, this card, if I did not have the high tier cards that I had, I would be running Larry Kanaan at my small forward. No question about it. 6'9", he looks massive. Like, jump shot 4 is a very clean release, either off the dribble or off the catch. 86 ball handle, whatever, dude. 95 perimeter, 93 interior. He's a great rebounder. He can dunk. Like, he comes standard with catch and shoot, clamps, interceptor, intimidator. Like, he also has blinders, limitless spot up, quick first step sniper. Like, he is ridiculous. And, like, there's not much he needs. He doesn't have chef, and I think he benefits highly from having chef. But Larry Kanaan might actually be the sleeper card of my team right now. Like, no joke, Larry Kanaan may be the best wing under 10K, and you can get him for 6K MT. He's insane. Number 4 is a card that we've all kind of heard about at this point, which is Yakuba Diawara. They don't let me look him up, but Yakuba is nasty. I think that's how you say his name. I'm not sure, to be honest. I feel like I've been saying it wrong this whole time. I'm not able to look the card up for some reason, but he's about under 5K. Jump shot 8, I'm very quick. Same release as David Thompson, Marquise Johnson, Gary Payton II. So a lot of people, run those cards anyway. Quick dribble style, Luka behind the back, like Curry crossover. He is great. He needs some shooting badges, certainly, but he's a 6'7" point guard, and he's probably the best budget point guard, at least the big budget point guard in the game. Number 3 is another card that majority of people have talked about at this point already, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. Drazen Petrovic. He is essentially better Cazzie Russell, and if that's something you're looking for, then look no further than Drazen Petrovic. He's identical to Cazzie Russell in almost every capacity, just a better version of him. So Drazen's Drazen. Shout out to Drazen, RIP, man. Lost a great talent that day. Number 2, I honestly considered making this guy number 1 because I do legitimately. You know what? I'm going to switch up my own list. I don't even care. Number 2, Poku. Poku is a 7-foot tall demigod small forward. He's essentially 7-foot tall Scottie Pippen. Take that how you will. Obviously, he's not quite as good defensively, but he makes up for that by being like literally a giant person. Badge count's fantastic. Scottie Pippen release, I think, is really good this year. I know some people don't like it. He comes standard with literally almost every badge that you would want him to have. Now, the reason I have him at number 2 is I initially had him at number 1, but he does have some badges that I think he would benefit from. Ankle braces, because he would get crossed. Deadeye, I think, is necessary with Scottie's release. I think it's a lot better this year, but it's still on the slower side and easily contestable. Chef would be very helpful because he can move incredibly well. And Quick Chain. So he does need a few badges, but Poku is ridiculous in almost every capacity, and he's 100% worth picking up. There's absolutely no reason to not pick this guy up for the price he's going for. He's more expensive than the other opals in the set, but I mean, by saying that, he's like 10,000 MT. He's not exactly like, expensive by any means. Number 1. I've been waiting all day to gush about this card. I really have. Gerald M. effing Wallace, bro. Gerald Wallace is so good. It's actually criminal how good this card is. You can get this card for 7K MT, and no joke, he is the best card for under 10K in this entire game. Like, if you have a budget squad, there is absolutely no reason you should not be running Gerald Wallace at the shooting guard position. Some of the best defensive animations in the game. Jump shot 99 is absolutely ridiculous. Like, limitless spot up handles. He can dribble, he can defend, he can attack the rim, he booms on everybody, he can shoot, he has a lights out jump shot. Some of the best defensive animations in the entire game. Gerald Wallace, I'm not kidding, like on my main squad, so my main squad looks as such, right? Rudy is my boy, obviously, so it's tough for me to say, but Richard Jefferson is getting kicked off the squad. I'm not kidding. As much as I like Richard Jefferson, my God, is Gerald Wallace so good that I'm literally considering running him instead. Like, Rudy's not going anywhere. Let's keep it 100. Like, he's not. Rudy's my boy, right? And he probably starts, but Bobby Jones is so much fun. Gerald Wallace is so good that I'm benching Richard Jefferson. That's how much I like Gerald Wallace. Straight up. I do need a new point guard because Giddey's kind of pissing me off. But Gerald Wallace is... he's ridiculous. I mean, like, dead serious. I think he's actually better than Richard Jefferson. I'm not kidding. And that's just for me. For you, it's going to be something different, right? Of course. Richard Jefferson's definitely got him edged out in badge count, for sure. But there's just something about Gerald Wallace that just... I love it. I have to badge mine out. Once you give him Chef and Deadeye and Circus 3s, he does have some badge additions that require a little bit of a nudge in the right direction, but... Gerald Wallace is ridiculous. This is my boy, and this is what my team's all about right here, man. Yes, conventional wisdom would say that I should run Richard Jefferson because everyone loves Richard Jefferson. But I like this Gerald Wallace card so much. If this card could play point guard, oh my God. If Rudy could play point guard, that would be ideal because I could keep running Gerald Wallace and Richard Jefferson. But no joke, Gerald Wallace may actually be my favorite card in the entire game right now. And look, here's the best part. He's like 6-7K. So even if you try him out and you don't like him, you can just sell him back and you'll only lose like 600 MT, right? And if you keep him for 3 days, he probably goes up in price a little bit. There's no reason to not pick up Gerald Wallace and test him out. You would be doing yourself a disservice to not do that. I have never gone out on a limb for a card like this before, ever. Unless we were to get a Greg Oster tag, and that I'd be like ripping my limbs off to like hype that card straight up, which I don't think works in the analogy, but at the same time, like, go pick up Gerald Wallace. Just go pick him up, try him out. I promise you may be surprised with how much you like this card, and you may even decide, hey, I have this Invincible T-Mac right here, but I like this Gerald Wallace card so much, I'm selling my Invincible T-Mac because he's that good. Hey, I have Invincible Scotty, but Gerald Wallace is so good, I might just sell him. You know what I mean? You might make one of those decisions. So, as always, it's been your boy Cheap Ludes. Thank you for watching me ramble. I really do appreciate it. Shout out to everyone. I'm now at 7,000 subs. That's cool. That's more subs than I ever thought I was going to get. So I really appreciate that. And I'm going to do a stream tomorrow. A little birthday stream action. So, shout out to the guy who said that I'm not watching any of these brokes anymore because I had 2 ads on my video. Salute, dog. Please go watch people with money. I'm sure the content's just great. I'm sure they're real tight. Peace.